Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Breaking All News. Today we are going back 20 years to talk and remember what happened in Sierra Leone, where a huge conflict appeared due to political issues and a dispute for resources.
For those of you who don't know, Sierra Leone is a republic that used to be a British colony on the west coast of Africa. Its capital, Freetown, has a population of more than 1 million out of the around 8 million that currently live in the country. It gained its independence in April of 1971.
Probably you may ask why this conflict is so important and why we are bringing it up 20 years later. But what makes this so interesting is the fact that in this conflict, the famous group of child soldiers took part in it.
But what are child soldiers? For those of you who are not aware of this issue, they are groups in which boys and girls suffer extensive forms of exploitation and abuse. Warring parties children not only as fighters but as scouts, cooks, porters, guards, messengers.
Children become part of an armed force group for various reasons. Some are abducted, threatened, coerced, or manipulated by armed actors. Others are driven by poverty, compelled to generate income for their families. Still others associate themselves for survival or to protect their communities.
So now that we know a little bit about child soldiers, let's focus on the conflict of Sierra Leone itself. And in order to do this, three special guests are coming to explain and inform about this.
Well, let's give a big round of applause to Vittorio and Duben, who is going to explain the causes and consequences of what happened in Sierra Leone.
Thank you for inviting me today. The Sierra Leone Civil War started in 1991 and ended in 2002. Which were the causes of this conflict? Well, after the death of Sierra Leone's first prime minister in 1964, the political climate was characterized by corruption, mismanagement, and electoral violence. This weakened society and ended up collapsing the educational system, which attracted many young people to join the Revolutionary United Front. Years later, the country would turn from a constitutional democracy into a one-party state, followed by economical collapse. All this would cause the rebels to carry out a coup against the government in March of 1991. Sierra Leone is also rich in diamonds, which have been key in the financement of state corruption, which caused big frustration to the population. However, the government lost control of the mining areas and most diamonds were being traded illegally. Diamonds were also used by the rebels to buy weapons and bribe soldiers from the army. Rebels also recruited refugees, many of them children, that fled from the Liberian Civil War in the neighboring country, promising to cover their basic needs and even give economic retribution for their support. After the war, democracy finally returned to the country, and free elections were carried out. However, entire populations were displaced, civilians were killed, and whole villages destroyed. Not to speak about the various violations to human rights and the recruitment of children as soldiers, the need to reinsert them into society, and the costs of recovering the entire country.
Thank you very much, Vittorio. Now we invite Jano to come to the room to tell us a little about the organizations that try to find solutions to this conflict and are helping to put an end to child soldiers.
Welcome, Jano.
Hello, thank you so much for the invitation. Well, without a doubt, this conflict that took place, whose shoulder were children, had a very strong impact all over the world. However, it did not get the importance it deserved, and that's why organizations such as United Nations, UNICEF, GOAL, Forum for African Women, Educationalists, and National Commission for Social Action focused on creating awareness and finding solutions to this big problem.
Thank you so much, Jano. Now, yes, we invite our last guest to enter the room and tell us about the actions that were taken by the government.
Hello, Martina. Come in, please.
Hi, hello guys. Thank you so much for having me here. I hope you can listen to me. It is a total pleasure. Well, of course, this issue has an enormous impact, especially on those who took part of it. That it is why the government of Sierra Leone decided to create a program called Child Soldiers Initiative. This consists of a school program which will teach youngsters about their legal rights and explain the definitions of what is child soldiery and the tactics used in recruiting those childs as soldiers. The big issue with this is that it can cause many problems. For example, some children who attempt to reintegrate are viewed with suspicion or outright rejected, while others may struggle to fit in. It is always hard to reinsert in society, especially when those childs have killed and saw their parents die. It is a trauma that will last their entire life, and they, of course, have trouble fitting in again.
So that's all for today. Thanks so much for coming here, and for those who are watching, thanks for the support. We hope to see you in the next program.
Bye bye. Thank you a lot for watching our program.